What's going on, guys, and welcome to my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. I cannot believe it has already been a year. Yeah, a whole shebang. But honestly, though, I can't believe it has been a year. Before we start, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's supported, who's subscribed, who's liked, commented, watched anything involving my channel. Just thank you so much for all the help that and the motivation you've given me to keep going. I'm having a bad hair day, unfortunately. But, so I want to do something interesting today. So, I thought it was fitting, but the darkness is, surrounding me. I'm trying to fix the light right there. We go. So, a year ago, the NHL stopped using their reverse retro jerseys. They were only for the 2020-21 season. And, it was really just to make more money and to get jerseys off shelves and just money. And they're bringing them back again this year, so I thought it's fitting that we go look back at the old ones. And since it's been a year, just like it's been a year on my channel since they were seen, we're going to rank them right now, and when the new ones come out, we will also rank them and then compare them side by side to see which teams got worse, which teams did it better, which teams did it worse, and which teams did exactly what was expected of them and just pretty much normal level. So we'll start with number 32. It's going to be Seattle, and I used three different websites or rankings. I did the Hockey News, the Hockey Guy, and Mile High Hockey, I think it was called. And and there's also check marks underneath each one that was the same as my ranking. So yeah, we got Seattle at 32 because they did not exist, all equally at 32. No problem with that. At number 31, one moment. Sorry about that. At number 31, so the way I did this was that essentially I want if you watching this video can have something of the reverse retros and pictures of them open to see the rankings and see what they look like. I'm gonna show the image briefly on screen, but it does take a lot of work to keep going scrolling up and down this page. So yeah, at number 31 we have the New York Islanders, who the Hockey News had 24, the Hockey Guy had 28, and Mile High Hockey was I had the same one as it at 31. And why did I have this at 31? Well, to be honest with you, it's the best I'm going to get it. To be honest with you, it's not a bad jersey. The problem is it's supposed to be reverse retro. There's nothing reverse, and probably only the retro part. I thought this was honestly the regular Islanders jersey when it first came out. I didn't recognize a difference. And then eventually, as I started looking at other people's stuff, I realized that it had the same color as some stuff, and it was were colors from back in the early 2000s, and they also reversed the stripes, but you couldn't even tell. That was the point. No effort whatsoever. 31. At number 30, we have quite considerably the not even very what was I gonna say? Not even close. The 30th. It was pretty easy to decide. For whatever reason, I cannot find my magnet. I'll be right back when I find it. Sorry about that, guys. I found it. Somehow it fell on the floor. But at number 30, the Hockey Guy, or the Hockey News and the Hockey Guy had it 31st. I had it in the Mile High Hockey, just like me, had it at 30th. Only because the others put it there because they weren't taking into account that the Islanders jersey was just normal. They did not do anything. But Mile High Hockey and I both can see that this is essentially a practice jersey. It's Detroit's. If you look at Detroit's, this is the it's so white that you can't even see it on the phone. That's how. There we go. That's the best you're gonna get. And it's so white, and it looks like a practice jersey. It doesn't look like a regular jersey. Detroit and the Islanders specifically have a lot to work on going into the next one, and it just was not at all it was not at all very good what they just did with it. Now, scrolling here to number 11, we have our first Canadian team, and people had mixed reactions. The Hockey News had it at number 20. The Hockey News had it at number 11. The Hockey Guy had it at number 30, and Mile High Hockey had it at 25. I had it at 29. The Toronto Maple Leafs. This is essentially an 80s jersey, and it just looks ugly. The leaf looks ugly. The gray looks ugly. The blue is actually a nice color, I think. the best you're gonna get it. But it is just not. It just does not look great. And what they can do with the next one, I hope it's better than that because it's pretty awful. Now, I'm not gonna say it's a bad jersey. It's not like an awful jersey. Like, it's bearable, but like it just doesn't look at all appealing to the fan eye. Now, this one's going to be very controversial at number 28 because I thought by far this was one of the worst ones, and two of these had it at number 1. The Hockey News and Mile High Hockey both had this one at number 1, and the Hockey Guy had it at number 7. The Colorado Avalanche's Nordique jersey is an abomination, to say the least. I put it as high as 28 because the maroon was a nice catch. But what is that? I guess if you're a nostalgic Nordiques fan, you're probably loving this. But I hated this. I hate this. It's like Bar Down had it as the unanimous best. I couldn't believe it. I did not know what to say over it. I could not get over how much I hated the jersey, and it just did not look good whatsoever. Now we have a line because this is where I separate. This is where I say these are the bad ones. These are the ones that are like they're solid, but they're not anything special. These are good. These are the ones that are great, and then these are like perfection, excellent. So. Now, number 27, we have one that, I mean, it's not necessarily bad, but it's kind of just there, and that is another Canadian team, the Edmonton Oilers, who the Hockey News had it at 19, the Hockey Guy had it at 27, Mile High Hockey had it at 20. And it looks like a normal Oilers jersey, to say the least, except they've done some things with the orange, which I like, and I like orange, so that's what's probably keeping it up from the bad area. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say on that Edmonton Oilers jersey. It's kind of basic, nothing really new brought to the table. And, yeah. Now, if I can find this one. Where did this one go? Here it is. And so at number 26, the Hockey News has it number 3, the Hockey Guy has it number 8, and the Mile High Hockey has it at number 7. So it's clear to say there is some disagreement. Number 26, I have the New Jersey Devils Christmas tree. It's the definition. I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just basic. It's literally they replaced the black with green, and it's literally a Christmas tree. That's all I can say about it. I mean, maybe I'm just not in the Christmas spirit when I was ranking these. It just wasn't appealing to me. Again, not a bad jersey. It's a solid one, but it's not one of the top ones. As there are, a lot of these jerseys are pretty good. And the problem is there has to be a bad end of the spectrum, and that's kind of what 28 through 31 is. But yeah. Now, number 25 was one that people I saw had a lot of mixed opinions on. And the Hockey News had it at 13, the Hockey Guy had it at 29, and Mile High Hockey had it at 5. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they did the white with the letters going down this way. There we go. That's a good view. The black one looks better. I mean, the white one, it's okay. The black one looked a lot better when the one they used in the early to mid 90s. And yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Now, moving down to number 24 into the next row. To scroll down on my phone for this. Now, the Hockey News had it at 30. The Hockey Guy had it at 25. And Mile High Hockey had it at 26. So we were all around the same range, but I had it a little higher. The Dallas Stars I had at 24. And it's essentially that one they had that I really liked from the around the 2000s, where you had Yari Lettinen is one that comes to mind when I think of the jersey. Mike Modano, towards the end of his career, wore it a bunch. It's all basically like a darkish green here with like this black area that goes like goes up and then down, and the yellow outlined star at the bottom of the jersey. I mean, it was all right. I like what they did with the white, but problem is I think it was too white, and I feel like they could have done something more with the green, and I don't think there was enough green on it, and the white on white just did not work with me there. And moving on. So number 23. Now this one was pretty unanimously not well taken. The Hockey News had it at 22. The Hockey Guy had it with the same as me at 23. And whatchamacallit, the Mile High Hockey had it at 19. The Nashville Predators. This one. And 23, it's pretty much as high as I can give it. I should have planned this out better. But there, that's going to have to go. But yeah, Nashville at number 23, it's going to have to go. It's not at all what I wanted to do, but I mean, it was kind of just the way the shoulders worked, it just did not work. I think Philly had better colors to do it. That's why theirs is up higher. Nashville had basically the same thing going, but it wasn't my favorite, to say the least. Now, number 10. This one, I can't believe they had it as high as 10. But this was unanimously hated at Bar Down as well. The Winnipeg Jets won. The Winnipeg Jets at number 22 for me were number 10 on the Hockey News, 20 on the Hockey Guy, and 29 on Mile High Hockey. So pretty 10 apart basically on each single one. So pretty, it was very, pretty varied on opinion. So Winnipeg, I like what they did, but again, there's just so many good ones here. I would say it gets good. It's pretty good all the way up until I want to say 19. 19 is where I'd say, okay, this is where like it's like I can say it's satisfactory. Now at number 21, this one's come around on me a bit more since, but it's gonna stay at the same spot I originally had it. The Tampa Bay Lightning, who the Hockey News had at 18, the Hockey Guy had at 5, and Mile High Hockey had at 9. It's this blue one that they did. It was reversed like the one they had in the early 2000s when they won the Cup when they wore black. The blue looks nice. The logo I'm not really a fan of. That's what kind of drags it down for me. Maybe if it was black I'd like it more, but then it would basically be the same jersey. But yeah, the blue's nice. The logo's not. That's really all I have to say. At number 20, I feel like I thought people ranked a lot higher than these three sites, but at number 20 for me, I have the Lady Liberty New York Rangers jersey. It wasn't really retro, and I mean, I guess the navy was a bit darker than I think it was, and I think they added some new stripes. But this Lady Liberty jersey for the Rangers, meh, it's okay. I think I would have preferred a white one. The white one I think would have looked a lot better. But the Hockey News had it at 14, Hockey Guy at 13, and Mile High Hockey at 16. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. It was basically a used jersey that I'd already seen, and I didn't really care for it. Now at number 19. Well, I can understand where they're coming from here, but because a lot of people have nostalgia for the Whale, of course. And when I'm talking about the Whale, I'm obviously talking about the Whalers, and when I'm talking about the Whalers, you have to involve the relocated Carolina Hurricanes, who I have at number 19. The Hockey News ranked this jersey at 5, the Hockey Guy did it at 9, and Mile High Hockey did it at 10. So pretty top 10-ish. I did it at 19. I mean, I at the start when I first came out, I loved it, but then the gray really the gray didn't grow on me. The green and the blue was like, that's cool, but the gray just didn't fit with me. I don't know what it was, but that's really all I have to say on this jersey. Now at number 18, another pretty varied jersey. Scrolling down because this is the way I have to do it. Now, at number 18, I have the same as the Hockey Guy. The Hockey News at 23, the Mile High Hockey at 18, Florida. Florida basically did a reverse of their first jersey where it was red instead of... It basically took the red and put it where the blue was, and the blue put it where the red was. But yeah, it's not a bad jersey at all. It's pretty good, but it's a pretty basic jersey, and that's really all there is to say. A lot of these middle ones, like the ones at the lower end are pretty like some parts that are ugly and everything, but everything else up to here is pretty basic, and yeah. Now, moving up to number 17. This one, I originally had lower, but I moved it higher just because I like the way the colors turned out. Hockey News had it at 25, Hockey Guy had it at 22, Mile High Hockey had it at 23, 17, Philadelphia Flyers. So I felt more of this jersey than those three, obviously. But this Flyers jersey, the black and orange, really works. I think it works really well. And the more I think about it, the more I want to move it higher, but I'm not going to do that. But because I think there are 16 better than it. Now, talk about decisive. We got number 16, which, to be fair, pretty much had my opinion on it. It was right in the middle of the pack exactly. I really couldn't decide what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it. It was the definition of mid because it was in the middle. I think mid, though, has a pretty lower standard than that. But at number the Hockey News had it at 12, the Hockey Guy at 24, and Mile High Hockey at 21. The Chicago Blackhawks, they did this with it. I mean, that old logo I don't really like. I like their new logo much better. There we go. But it's okay. Nothing special. The red, the black, any black Blackhawks jerseys looks cool to me, but there's really nothing else to say about it. It's just kind of what you expect out of a Blackhawks jersey, to be fair. Now, moving up to number 15, obviously with number 16 we got into the good jerseys. Going up to number 15, another one that I thought was a lot better than people gave it credit for, and it's not something I'd say about this team very often, but at number 15, the Hockey News had it at 20, the Hockey Guy at 17, and Mile High Hockey at 24, the Boston Bruins yellow jersey. I thought it looked good. I think yellow in jerseys is really a neat concept since not many teams do it, and I think Boston nailed it with this. I mean, it's good for. How do I say this? I think it's a really good jersey, but I just think there's 14 better than it. That's really the best I can say because the reverse retros for most of all were pretty good. Like even Tampa's was I liked parts of it, and even down to Edmonton there were parts I liked, but these four were pretty much the only one that had not anything to say hate about, and everything else was either it just didn't work with me, or it was solid, but there's just stuff that's better than it. Now moving on to number 14, another varied one to say the least, but at number 14, the Hockey News had it at 21, the Hockey Guy had it 21, and the Mile High Hockey had it 13. And that was this retro San Jose Sharks logo and this beautiful jersey. The stripes with the black and white, the cyan turquoise looking color on the sides, beautiful. And that's why they're at number 14. Little stuff up there. Now, moving on to number 13. Another one that I thought was very much overrated, but not as much because, let's be honest, Colorado's one was kind of crap. But LA's one, LA, they did something different. They did reverse and they did retro. So LA, Hockey News and Mile High Hockey had this one at 2. And the Hockey Guy had this one at 6. So, looking at this, you have the Gretzky-era Kings jersey with the original Kings colors from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the purple and yellow, gold. I'm trying to do this the best I can. There we go. But, yeah, the Kings jersey looks pretty good. I thought it was a bit overrated, but compared to the rest, it looks a good-looking jersey. The purple and yellow work. And I think it suits LA pretty well. Sorry about that. At number 12, we have, again, a very diversified one. Hockey News having it 6, Hockey Guy at 14, Mile High Hockey at 28. And it is what I like to call the Subway Eat Fresh jersey. This Minnesota Wild Subway jersey, which, with North Star's colors, I think it looks fantastic. With the green, the yellow, excuse me, and that was a weird sound that came out of my mouth there. But the green, the yellow, the white, the North Star's colors working with the current Minnesota team logo, looks great. And what Mile High's thinking, it must be a Mile High. And Hockey News probably went up a Mile High to the Mile High city to rank the Mile High team at Colorado at number 1. But yeah, if you don't get it, I don't like that jersey and how much love it gets. I despise it. So yeah. Now we're moving on to the great jerseys. So we've done the bad ones. We've done the solid ones, nothing special. We've done the good ones, and now we're moving on to great. So we have 6 more in the great before we get on to the top 5 in the excellent category. And this one I had a lot more above than the other teams, or at least the other websites and such said. So at number 11, I have the Ottawa Senators, who did the red version of their new jersey opposed to their black one. They were basically just reversed the black and red colors. I think it looks pretty good. Best you'll get. And so the Hockey News had it at 17, the Hockey Guy at 19, and Mile High Hockey at 27. Again, don't know what they're thinking there. But yeah. Now, number 10, we went into the top 10 here. And this one I liked because it did something different. We did something that Montreal had never seen before. And that's why Montreal is at number 10. And the Hockey News appreciated it, as it was at number 4 for them. The Hockey Guy and I had it at the same spot at number 10, edging out our top 10s. And Mile High Hockey, once again, being cuckoo in the head, having it at number 22. But this Montreal Canadiens jersey, they'd used blue. Blue in this was was a fantastic choice. It was exactly what Montreal needed to spice it up. It's always been red and white and red and white with Montreal. It was good to see them finally do something different. Now, number 9 is one, again, that varies very heavily. Hockey News had it at 7, Hockey Guy had it at 26, Mile High had it at 18. And that was this Columbus jersey that used their original jersey, but you put red in it. And a red Columbus jersey was something I had been waiting for. There were a lot of these jerseys, there were things I'm like, I hope they do this with it, I hope they do this. Columbus nailed it. I wanted a red Columbus jersey, because red was a color they'd always incorporated into their jerseys, but they just never used in an actual, third jersey. And that's what made it work for them. And, so Hockey Guy rating this one a bit low compared to the rest. Usually, most of his rankings, and me and him, Hockey Guy, you could see, we both have the same number 1, same number 10, same number 18, 23, 27, and other than that, that's all, and then besides 30 and 31, because any fool could have figured that one out, with Mile High Hockey. Other than that, it's pretty just varied, and there's obviously some that, 1 off, 2 off, 1 off. It's been, some of these are pretty close and some of them are pretty far. That's why opinions are opinions. So, moving into the final row in the top 8, the Hockey News had it number 15, Hockey Guy had it number 2, and Mile High Hockey had it number 12. And that is this beautiful Screaming Eagle Washington Capitals jersey. They did it in red. Again, exactly what I wanted. I wanted a Screaming Eagle jersey, or I wanted the Capitol Building jersey. I wanted the Capitol Building jersey in baby, that blue they used in the late 90s when they went to the final against Detroit in 98, or I wanted a red Screaming Eagle. I got one of those, and I think they did exactly what they needed to with this jersey. Seeing Ovechkin wearing this jersey was amazing. I loved seeing Ovechkin wearing that jersey. Now at number 7, we have our last Eastern team. Funny enough, the West did a lot better than the East when it came down to it. You have 3 Eastern teams to end it off. You have 2 up here, 4, 5 in this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So, and number 7, we have one that I couldn't believe people didn't have higher on all 3 of the sides. And Hockey News had it at 16, Hockey Guy had it at 11, and Mile High Hockey had it at 17. It was the Buffalo Sabres jersey. Now, I thought we were going to get a red version of the Buffalo, the one they used in the Buffalo they used from, I want to say 96 to about 2006, the one you saw Hasek wear. But no, they took the Swords one, the Red Swords jersey, the Red Swords third jersey they had, and they used their current colors with it, which was not a bad idea at all. It worked fantastic, if you ask me. And the dual sabers going across the thing, the modern Buffalo colors with the word Buffalo on the bottom, it works. Everything here works, and it was a good jersey. Number 6, the final one of the great jerseys, Hockey News had at 27. Hockey Guy had at 3, and Mile High had at 4. the Anaheim Ducks, or should I say Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, as whenever you put in a Mighty Ducks jersey, it's going to get a lot of love, as that's how it works. Now, almost there. But they had this Wild Wing jersey. It's fantastic. The Wild Wing charging it. The white on white doesn't work on the screen, so I'm sorry. There we go. But the Wild Wing, the even little kooky looking C on the area, looks great. Colors work. The watercolor works. Even it looks like he's breaking through the ice, and just good jersey all around. Now moving on to great. There's some I could not believe that I was like having to like put these numbers down, because I couldn't believe how changed there was. At number 5, it's pretty universe. It's pretty medium in terms of where they rank it. The Hockey News has it at 9. Hockey Guy has it at 15. Mile High has it at 6. Trying to find it real quick. Oh, there it is. So, the red St. Louis jersey worked perfectly. I can't say enough good things about this. It was like the one that Gretzky wore when he was in St. Louis when he was acquired at the deadline for that year. And the red on it it works. Everything about it works. And fantastic jersey. A change St. Louis needed. It's always been blue with them, and having to switch it up with the red and having used that logo in that jersey, the one they used for not even that long when they were in the 90s, it was very good to see a new, fresh idea out of St. Louis, because it's been pretty much the same for a long time. It's just different shades of blue. Now, number 4, the Hockey News had it 26. Hockey Guy and I shared the idea and had it at 4, and Mile High had it at 14, and that was this beautiful red Vegas jersey. I want one of these. I'm gonna get one of these if it's the last thing I do. The secondary logo usage in Vegas was something that I thought was gonna happen. The only other thing I could think of was maybe a black jersey that they could have done for Vegas, but no, the red works with the secondary logo. You got the gray, you got the gold, you got the black at the bottom. It works. That's all you got to say. It works, and now we move on. Number 3. 29th. 29th. You have 26, 28, and 29. What Hockey News is thinking in this, I don't know. But in 27 for this one, like, they have in their bottom 6 what I have in my top 6. And number 3 at number 29. So Hockey News has it at 29, Hockey Guy at 16, Mile High at 11, Calgary. And they use Blasty the horse. Fantastic. The black, the horse, the orange and yellow looking stuff. Good jersey. It's basically a replica of the one they had when Iginla was there in, I think, 2003, I want to say. That's when like they had those alternates come out, such as like the Mooteris in Dallas. And they had that one. The Canucks had that gradient blue and maroon one, which we'll get to, because at number 2 I have the Vancouver Canucks gradient jersey. If I can get it off my board, the magnet. But Hockey News has it at 28. The Hockey Guy has it at 12, and Mile High Hockey has it at 15. This beautiful blue and green jersey, representing their the short-term gradient one they had. It was blue and maroon, and it's one of the few. It's one of those gradient means like it just like goes into like the colors like go into each other. In computer programming, that was like a thing that we had to like do when we were coloring stuff in. The blue and green going in with each other is exactly like the way the blue and maroon went, or blue and red. I don't really know what exact term of that color. Only 2 other jerseys had done that as well. It was the Kings, the Burger King Kings jersey, where it was like gray and the white went into each other. And there was one more. I'm trying to remember. I can't recall what it was. For some reason, I feel like it was a Hurricanes jersey, but I don't at the same time. But anyway, moving on. A unanimous number 1 between me and the Hockey Guy, and overall ranked very, very highly. I couldn't understand how there was a jersey that beat this one out. The Arizona Coyotes perfected the reverse retro. They had an excellent jersey, and if I can just find it real quick, here it is. The purple was something that no one expected. It was the replica of the green Coyotes jersey they had. I think it was that 2003 season. I remember Roenick wore it when his teeth got knocked out. You got the cactus at the bottom. You got those mountains in the background near the bottom of the jersey. Purple was something no one expected, yet it works with that coyote face, the Kachina face, as the hockey guy calls it, the space coyote. And Hockey News has it at 8. Hockey Guy and me both at 1. Me and Shannon being able to see eye to eye on stuff. That's good. And then Mile High Hockey at number 3. This has been ranking the reverse retro jerseys from 2020-21. We're going to get new ones this season. We saw these ones a year ago. Thank you so much for all your support on the 1-year anniversary jerseys. Leave your rankings of all these jerseys down below. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Thank you so much for supporting this channel along the way if you've watched this video. And if you made it to the end, well, even more thanks, because you're giving me view hours and getting closer to monetization every day by day. So, yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave down below what are your thoughts. What were your thoughts on these jerseys? Even if you want, you can rank them all at the bottom like I did on some videos. That's how I kind of like remembered and recalled, because I went back to old reverse retro videos that I remember, and I would rank them at the bottom of the videos. So rank yours at the bottom. If you think I'm an idiot, tell me I'm an idiot. If you think I have great rankings, tell me I have great rankings. I don't care. I will reply. And yeah, that's really all I have to say here. Enough rambling from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.